Welcome to SerenaShawGroup.com. I'm Serena Shaw. How are you today? I'm going to do a little quick video about contouring, highlighting, bronzer, and blush. It seems like a lot. It's a mouthful. So I'm going to get started. I'm going to show you how to uncomplicate this process. And, I really love contouring because it just gives the face such dimension, because you can see right now that I don't have any blush, any highlighter, any bronzer, nothing on. So it makes the face quite one-dimensional, very almost flat. So it really brings life and a sort of, a really three-dimensional look to your face, which I love. However, I have to say that I struggle with contouring because a lot of people use too much product. They just use too, their contouring is not the right shade, it's too dark, and by using too much product, it's really, really tough to blend it out. So I always say with contouring and highlighting, a little goes a long way. And I'm gonna explain that as we go along. So let's get started. So today I'm going to use the Arbonne palette. You can see it right here. It's quite well used. It also comes in, this is the black case. It comes in a cream colored one now. It's the contouring, bronzer, highlighting, and blush set all in one. It's just a great palette because the colors are pretty universal. Everyone can enjoy them. And it's just something great to have all in one. And it's awesome for traveling. So the first thing I do is I start off with my contouring, and I don't do a lot of contouring. As you can see, I don't have a large forehead, so I don't really contour my forehead. I concentrate on the cheekbones, the jawline. Because I'm over 50, the jawline is not as prominent and strong as it used to be. It's all right. So I concentrate on that and a little bit of contouring on my nose. I'm really not fussed over my nose, although as I've aged, I noticed that my nose has become a little different shape. So I think that your ears, I've heard somewhere that your ears and your nose never stop growing. So I don't know if that's true or not. But so my nose has changed a little bit. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how I contour these areas. And remember, I'm using a little bit of product, and I'm going to blend. Everything I do, I'm going to be blending. And that's really the key to a beautiful makeup application, is the blending. Also, when you see a lot of Instagrammers and YouTubers contouring and highlighting, they're doing it for the camera. So they're using a lot of product. So you want to be aware of that when you're doing it in real life. Just, a smidgen of product. So here we go. When you're contouring the cheekbones, you want to start at the top of the ear. And you can almost feel your cheekbone where it ends, where the bottom of it. So you want to contour just here, okay? And it's you want to keep it, you don't want to go any further than there. So it's just a really small area that you're working with. I'm going to show you what I do. Okay. So here we go. So I basically dab my contouring there. You can almost see it. Okay. Now a little bit, like I say, a little bit goes a long way, so you can always pick up more product. So just a tiny bit. I find the camera doesn't pick up as much as it does in real life. So that's what I would have to use a little bit more to show you, but in in actual real life, just a tiny bit. So that's basically where you want your contour. So we're just giving the illusion of higher cheekbones. So you can see it there. Now that's before it's blended out. So let's go ahead and blend it out. Okay. And I'm just doing patting motions, just so we're not disturbing the foundation underneath. And you can see the difference already of just blending that out. See the difference? It's, oh, ta-da, I have cheekbones. Isn't that cool? And it's giving the face a little more of, just a nice dimension different 3D look as opposed to a flat canvas. I contour the jawline. Okay. So I'll start here. And I work right on my jawline. So I don't go up and I don't go under, so I work right on the jawline. So you find your jawline and you work there. Move back a bit. There we go. And again, we're going to blend everything out. And bringing it downwards. Down, down, down. There we go. That looks good. So I hope you can see the difference there. And take a look at it. You know, you can always, like I say, you can always go in and add more. It's really hard to take away. Okay, perfect. I use a smaller brush to contour my nose. And like I say, I don't do a lot of contouring. If you want to contour your nose a little more, that you find that that's a problematic area for you, by all means go ahead. I'm just going to show you what I do just to slim it out a little bit. So I go in, just make a nice straight line here, and we're going to blend that out. There we go. Okay, make sure your lines are straight. Contoured the nose, and again, I'm going to blend that out because we want a shadow. We don't want to, you know, racing stripes down our nose. We just want a shadow. So blend that out. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So that is contouring. Let's go to bronzing next. You know, I have to admit to you that I was never a big fan of bronzing. I just really didn't know why I needed it and thought it was just an extra step I could eliminate. But I've become a huge fan of bronzing because I think it gives such warmth to the face. And when you're contouring, the contour has a gray undertone, so it can look a little muddy. So I love to put a little bit of bronzer on top of it. And so again, I'm using the Arbonne palette, the highlighting, contour, blush, and bronzer palette. So I'm going to go in with my bronzer. And I'm going to go over the contour. So right over it with my bronzer, just to warm it up a bit. Right up in there, right over the contouring. And now I'm using a little bit of a bigger brush because bronzer, I like a little more bronzer. I'll just spread it around the face. It's so pretty. Love bronzing powder. Just gives such warmth. And I like to put a little bit on my neck, just down there a little bit. Like again, just covering up the contouring, giving it a little bit of warmth. And again, I don't have a large forehead, but if you do, you can go in and contour bronze right up into the hairline. But I don't do too much of it because I don't have a large forehead. I like to do my blush before my highlighter. I think highlighter is sort of the last thing that I do. I'm using the Berry Blush by Arbonne. I love Berry Blush. It's my absolute favorite blush in the entire world because it just goes with everything. And I think it's one of those blushes that just suits everybody. So when in doubt, I love the Berry Blush. So I'm gonna go in, and blush is just I tend to overdo my blush because I just love blush, but it just gives such a youthful look. But I warn you to use just a little bit, and then you can always add to it because we don't want to end up looking like a clown. So go in. Now, so the blusher, I love to put blush on the apples of the cheeks. However, I don't smile when I do it. So I don't smile and put blush on the apples of my cheeks because I'm over 50 again. When I'm not smiling, my cheeks drop a little bit. So your blusher doesn't end up where you've originally put it. So what I do is I keep a serious face and I find the apples of my cheeks and I do a patting motion upwards, just on the apples and up. Apples and upwards. Some people like to put a little bit on the bridge of their nose. Okay. Now, if you feel you've gone in and done a little too much blush, I always like to keep a big, fluffy blending brush on hand, a clean one, and so I can just go in and blend it. But what I usually do at the end of my makeup is take a big blending brush with a tiny bit of translucent powder, just a tiny bit, and I just literally buff the face and sort of really blends everything together and takes away any anything that you wanted to soften. And now we're on to highlighting. Now highlighting, it's so pretty and it just really illuminates the face, gives it a really beautiful glow. Careful when you're highlighting too. Again, we tend to use a little too much highlighter. You don't want to be, blinding people with your cheekbone highlighter. I mean, if that's your thing, that's all right, but just keep it soft. A little goes a long way with highlighter. And so here's where I put it. I take a little bit and I tap it off. And I just want, do you see, so I don't have any highlighter on, but do you see where the light is just catching the highest parts of my face? That's where I'm going to highlight. So just a little bit right here, tiny bit. Right here. I usually bring it up right in here. And I love to put it right here, because I think you just get a natural shine there. Just so pretty. Again, a little bit there. And down. Okay, now when I'm highlighting the nose, I don't love the end of my nose really shiny. Some people do, and that's okay. So I just highlight right in the middle here. Okay, just a tiny bit of highlighter, and I bring it down on the bridge. I don't go all the way to the nose. If you like that, do your thing, do you? But I just love it there. And then I put a tiny bit on my chin. You can put it on your on the top of your lip too, but I tend to put a little bit on my chin. And that's it. That's it for highlighter. It's really soft and subtle. And when I turn, you'll see it catches the light. So pretty. I hope you enjoyed this video on contouring, bronzing, blush, and highlight. Again, that's a mouthful. Please don't be scared of contouring and highlighting. It just adds such dimension and a glow to the skin. It's so pretty. I encourage you to give it a try. And if there is something that you would like to see me go over and explain and do, please let me know in the comment box. Now, again, I will put everything I've used today in the description box. SerinaShah.com. Have yourself a great day.